Hi and welcome to a dynamic effort upper body segment. Man, today was like the highest upper body volume day like I have ever had that I've been like training alone. I trained with my friend once and like extreme volume, but like just for a regular workout like this is getting insane. So starting off just barely scratching the surface with this 5x5 at 70% of my 1 rep max. Now I'm doing this for speed. As you might have noticed, it's moving quite a lot faster than normal volume work should. And the reason is it recruits more muscle fibers and it gets me used to moving explosively as an athlete. This is worth a lot to me, the explosiveness. Obviously, I don't need as much explosiveness in the upper body as I need in the lower body, but this still is a good tool to raise my bench press, and I'm going to use every tool in the toolbox. I'm not going to be a minimalist. I'm going to choose whatever works, and I'm going to use it. Obviously, there are more methods that work than I can possibly recover from at once, so I'm going to be selective with what I use, but I think you guys get the idea. Now, this is the second last set, moving very fast, very nicely, and next week I'll do 75%, and the third week, 80%. The fourth week I'll switch to another bench press variation, maybe the floor press, maybe some form of decline, or something similar, maybe even touch and go actually, where I don't pause on the chest, just something to break it up, because we don't want to do the same 3-week wave twice in a row. That is not a good idea at all, because you don't get like the optimal, basically you don't keep adapting at fast rate, because you don't need to. Now, these overhead presses, 10 sets of 10 overhead press at 50%. This is the most insane part of the workout. This is the most difficult part of the workout, even though it's a pathetically light weight. Now, I can literally, fresh, hold this weight in front of my body for a couple of seconds. But overhead pressing it, 10 sets of 10 with short rest intervals, was extremely challenging. And I'm going to start using 10 sets of 10 as a tool to raise my overhead press, and it's also very good for raising work capacity in your shoulders, triceps, even your traps and stuff. Like my traps and side delts especially were just so lit up after this. And yeah, this isn't the most specific to the bench press. Like if I just wanted to increase my bench press, I would be doing a lot more chest work and like horizontal pressing in place of this overhead pressing. But my goal is not just to increase my bench, but also to increase my overhead press. I've put it upon myself to this year reach a 100 kilo pause bench press, and the overhead press minimum 60 kilos, and I would like to get 70 kilos, but I think I'm going to get somewhere in the range of 65 or so kilos, which is the goal. And the way I'm going to achieve that is very high volume overhead press, among other things, because I know that this works. Also, I'm going to use push press. So this is the 3-week wave once again. 10 sets of 10 all 3 weeks, but the difference is I'm changing the percentage. So this week, 50%, because my absolute max, I tested it on one of these days where I claimed not to train. I did train, although I was program hopping, but I did actually max out on the overhead press, and I promise you I actually did a 55 kilogram overhead press. I failed the 57.5. It was one of the hardest reps of my life, but at any rate, these overhead presses, like I'm starting this week 50%, next week 55%, third week 60%, and that will smash the fuck out of my shoulders, my delts, my triceps, and I'll like be super fatigued after that, and I'll be like I will have built a bit more muscle by then, and I'll be stronger at pressing too. So what will happen then is now we're kind of like, now I can't really adapt a lot more from the strict press for a little while. So then I'm going to go into a new movement, push press, and I'm going to see if I can even recover from a 10 sets of 10 push press 3-week wave. I'll see if it's possible, because like my traps are really like, they were cramping almost during this, and push pressing is even worse than the traps because it's so incredibly heavy. Like my push press 1 rep max, last I tested it was 65 kilos, and my strict press 1 rep max is 55, so I'm using 10 kilos more, which will obviously be a lot harder on the traps. But yeah, this little bitch weight, it kicked my ass, and from here on in, I love 10 sets of 10, especially for overhead presses. Like, there's something about the delts, they fatigue incredibly quickly, and it's very difficult to get rid of that deep pump, cramping feeling you get from overhead pressing. So like, this was an incredible exercise to do 10 sets of 10 on, and I will continue doing this for 2 more weeks until I switch up the variation. As you can see, like, it was hurting. I don't want to say anything, so I'm just doing expressions there, because obviously I know that I'm gonna voice this over later, which is now. But yeah, as you might notice, the form is a bit wonky, it's unstable, it's weird, like I'm moving the head differently. It's so incredibly fatiguing. Like, it's out of this world. Like, this is the 7th set, and it's just so hard. Just moving, like, I can feel how light the weight is, but it just feels like my muscles are so weak. Like, I just lose all the strength. Yeah, I was kind of like resting in the top there, so that my traps could get a rest. You might be able to see it, like, during the actual pressing, my traps are like working so hard. Like, even just holding the weight in front of the body. Now, look now when I press, look at the traps, see there? They're just moving around and contracting extremely hard, so I know that I'll get a lot of trap growth from getting stronger at push press and strict press, and that's one of the things that I'm going to do for my traps. Well, that's pretty much the only thing I'm going to do for my traps besides deadlifts and stuff. Just ultra high volume, strict press, push press, like that just smashes all of those muscles. Now, this is the last set in case it's starting to get a bit boring. I kind of agree with you, but I mean, high volume training, it is what it is. I don't want to speed this up, but yeah, here are the last few reps. I'm resting at the top there. I'm just trying to just let everything rest on my structures, basically, because the muscles are so fatigued. It's bad form, crappy form, kind of a stupid rep range, to be honest with you, but I'm getting mad gains from it, or I am gonna get mad gains from it. I'm so tired, so like after the set, it's just incredibly difficult to even hold the bar in front of the body. Now, after benching and after that extremely high amount of overhead work, now I'm going into the dips. At this point of the workout, is like my chest is pretty fresh, my delts are completely obliterated, as well as my triceps. So it's really weird, but yeah, I gotta smash those weak points, man. And here's the thing, the chest is the biggest weak point in benching, but I mainly felt the triceps here because I was so incredibly fatigued. But it doesn't really matter, like, it's not as if, like, more tricep isn't just gonna make me worse at bench pressing, right? So it doesn't really matter. And as I'm transitioning into higher inclines and more overhead pressing, I want to maintain all of that lower chest strength and mid chest strength and everything else, and that comes from these dips. So the goal with these is to get to weighted 5 sets of 20 dips. And now I did 5 sets of 10, which was incredibly challenging. Almost every single set was very close to failure, and it was just incredibly difficult. Every single rep, like after 5 reps on every set, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, was just incredibly difficult. And in between sets, I had cramps and spasms in my triceps, which I was trying to massage out. So this was actually pretty insane, and my body isn't used to this volume because I've lost work capacity from being sick and being away and not training properly or anything. But it doesn't really matter because no one cares, and I don't really care. As long as I'm getting stronger, it's all good. I am getting stronger. Like, everything I lost during this little hiatus will be regained after these 2 workouts that I did yesterday and today, because it's so much volume. So like over the weekend now, I'm going to recover and grow, and then on Monday, Max Effort Monday, we'll smash a front squat PR, and on Max Effort Tuesday, which will be an upper body workout, I will smash a decline bench PR and a push press PR. So like everything's going super well in my training. I'm very happy overall. Like, this volume is really working. Like, the little results I've seen from it, like I've not done a lot of volume workouts so far, or dynamic effort workouts, but like I've already gotten results from them. It's insane. But yeah, the goal for for this really is just to be more consistent than I've been so far, and I know that I'll get some incredible gains on this program, because really you're smashing your weak points with extreme volume, and like there's no reason to think why this wouldn't work. Like 5 sets of 5 compensatory acceleration bench press followed by 10 sets of 10 overhead press and 5 sets of 10 dips. Like that's a lot of pressing volume for anybody, and especially for me, because I'm not used to this. Let's just be straight up here. As you can see, it's very difficult. But the point of this is never let your comfort zone creep into your training, if you know what I mean. Don't train at your comfort zone, train beyond it. And that's basically what I'm doing. Now I don't know what I did here. I must have pushed the camera so that the angle is very weird, but you can see I'm still doing the dips. So yeah, like this is insane, and that's only good, because here's the thing. If you don't push your comfort zone all the time, you will stop progressing, because at a point your body doesn't want to progress anymore. You have to force it. You can't just nudge it in the right direction. You have to fucking smash it with stimulus, and then it might grow, you know. I'm not at that point yet, but I want maximum gains here. I'm going for fast results, and the only way that I can get extremely fast results at my age is extreme amounts of training volume, food and sleep, and rest and recovery, and a very good training program. And all of those is what I'm going to try to do. So yeah, this is the last rep right here. Incredibly difficult. I was actually screaming while doing this. Well, obviously you can't hear that. Now, onto the chin-ups. My mum actually distracted me in the first set with putting nasal spray in my nose when I was doing the set. It's for my pollen allergy, which was really stupid, because I wasted 4 reps, so I just made myself tired, and yeah. Anyways, it doesn't really matter, because I still hit this. And the reason why I decided to do 10 kilos for 5 sets of 5 is that is my all-time weight PR for 5 sets of 5. I'm matching it, and I'm at a heavier body weight than when I last did this, and by that time I was pull-up specializing and chin-up specializing. So like I'm super happy that I'm at this point, and next week I'll rotate in something else, and I'll see if I can hit 5 sets of 5 with the same weight but with a harder pull-up variation. And I'll probably get it, to be honest with you, but this was still very challenging, and especially the biceps actually feel a lot, as well as the lats. So like this is pretty insane, and I'm very happy that I got it. And this is basically the road to a 40 kilo chin up. Like I'm getting closer and closer every single workout, and it's only a matter of maybe a month or two to where I will get that 40 kilo chin up, which will be fucking epic. Which, like, I'm really looking forward to that. Anyways, we just continue, just keep pulling, just keep pulling. Anyways, that was the second last chin, or was it the last? Yeah, it was the last. Anyways, that was my little celebration dance. I'm very, very happy that I actually hit that. Now this super weird angle band face pulls, just showing that proof that I actually did face pulls. Hits, extra side delts, extra rear delts, extra traps, like mainly lower and mid traps, also upper traps, rhomboids, rotator cuffs. It's just basically for your shoulder health and integrity. Anyways, thanks for watching this. If you actually had the mindset to watch through all of this, because this was probably pretty boring. Anyways, I'll be back with you on Monday for max effort workout, and now I'm probably not gonna skip a few workouts in like a while. So I'm hoping to be super consistent, and let's get these gains, man.